Kathy by Design, and I have a lovely little project to share with you today. This is for Authentique Paper. I'm on their design team, and I've created this sweet little Christmas flip book using their brand new calendar collection, which I have to tell you, I'm really loving this collection. It comes in different packets, so you'll have to check with your online retailer or in the stores to get, you know, the exact mix of what you want. But this is what came in my design team box. And basically every month of the year has a lovely plaid with a coordinating small pattern, which I just love. So you get that. And then there's this cut apart image page, which is just full of vintage goodness. And on the back side of that, you've got these wonderful 4x6 and 4x4 patterns that you can cut apart and use, which you'll see how I did that in the folio. So that's really handy. Then there's this wonderful sentiment cut apart page that has your calendar, lots of little titles, postage stamps, tickets, tags, sentiments, just little icons. I love that this is here because as a card maker, this makes quick work of finishing up a card. And then on the back of that, you get even more fabulous patterns, which these are 6x12 and 6x6. So you can see easily how versatile this collection is. And then there's also the matching color coordinated cardstock. And this is just beautiful for layering. So here's the folio. And this is made with my really big ivory cardstock base, the 12 by 18 that I get from envelopes.com. And there is a tutorial following that shows you how to build the base. But this has a little cutaway front that's 4.5 by, hold on, 7.5. That's what I thought. And then the inner panels are all 5 by 7.5. So on the cover, I created a sweet little shaker box, filled it up with little snowflakes and pearls. Then these are little birdie flowers that I've clustered around with some Prima holly leaves, some old petaloo berries and stars. And then this is Christmas plaid. I just love this ribbon. It's so gorgeous with the gold. So that's the cover. And then on the ribbon, I just created another little charm with a Tim Holtz Christmas saying and these sweet little jingle bells from Butterbee Scraps. And listen, they really jingle. They're so sweet. And then some buttons. Whoops, and look, a treat fell out. And some buttons from my stash. On the spine, I've also used a little bit of the new Snowfall collection and on the back cover, because this ended up being, you know me, I start out and then it just kind of grows. So little label, Tim Holtz label on the back, so you can put the date and all of that there. And then this on the spine, so these little pine cones, another little Tim Holtz, and I just hit these with a little white chalk paint, this sweet little snowflake charm that I've had forever, and then this. So that's that. So the ribbon unties, and we open this out, and this is loaded. So, and you'll see, I show you how to put all these mechanisms together. So over here on the side, we've got a little magnetic flap pocket, and you can also get the magnets at Butterbee. And I show you how I made this pocket in the tutorial, and I just filled it with tags and a sweet little journaling folio. Like you could put a small picture here and you're writing there. So that lives right there. It's like a little sidecar. Isn't that cute? And then this flips out. Here's one of those wonderful sentiments. And this is lined with the Spectrum denim blue and tricycle red papers. And I also show you how I did that. And then just a nice big picture here of Santa Claus and a little scrap of the plaid to dress that up. You have to keep this page and this page kind of flat or you'll have a hard time closing the album. So over here you can just see how I've layered up scraps and little elements. This is some more of that Tim Holtz Christmas ephemera. And then this is a little magnetic flap page with one of these sweet silhouette images and room for journaling or a photo there. So then this flips out. Then in the center, I built one of my box pockets, and I do have tutorials on YouTube, and I'm getting ready to do Pockets 101, where I'll show you all different styles. So I love the way these patterns work together. Authentique just did such a fantastic job. Little Santa stamps that I just cut out with my shaped scissors, and then inside I made this little 5x6 folio that is bursting, as you can see. This must have gotten tumbled around as I was setting up. Bursting with treats here. There's room for a 4x6 photo. I put in one of my little vintage spoons. I love these vintage silver plate spoons. This is an older pattern. It's really cool. Anyway, a little peppermint stick for Christmas, cookies to go with the tea, and then a little chocolate treat. And then I just used washi tape to attach the honey stick. And I'll put all that back in the pocket later. Now, I use an oval die to cut the shaped pocket, and then I hold on to the offcut because they make these great turn tabs. And because this calendar is big, I just scored it right below the days of the week and folded it, and then created this little turn tab. So a little thing here, room for journaling. I love the idea of putting December birthdays, parties, maybe your shopping list, whatever, in here. And then of course on the calendar, you can add in the dates and put that there. So that's kind of nifty. This is just a simple pocket, and here is another little flip folio for small photos. So that lives there. Then it flips out again. And here we have a little waterfall that I just decorated the top page by fussy cutting one of the images. And then I used this wonderful cable knit sweater on the panel. So the top is blank, the bottom is decorated. And these will hold 4x4 photos. Then over here, this is a really fun, you'll see in the tutorial, die cut from white paper. This is the same die that I used on the cover. Just added this little, cut this icon out, and then this is magnetic, and it flips up, and here's room for a small photo. There's room for a photo here. This flips down, and then you've got room for a big photo here and a 4x4 photo here. So this would be a great way to capture all the fun events of your December. I don't think I've left anything out, but that is the video tour, so hang on. Coming up next is the tutorial where I'll show you how to do the base and a couple of other little things. We don't decorate this together. Oh, this is washi tape, by the way, that I had in my stash. But we don't decorate this. I just show you how to build the base, and then you can use this base with any paper, any theme, anything like that. So it's very versatile. All right, so hang around for the tutorial coming up next. Okay, so this base is super easy to put together. This is an 18-inch by 7.5-inch strip of 100-pound natural cardstock from envelopes.com. Now, if you don't have this long piece, you can easily take 8.5 by 11, and where you do these 1-inch spines that we're going to score in, you can overlap the papers and do it that way. So not to worry. So simply on the long side, 4.5, 5.5, push it into the corner, 5.5, 6.5, push it into the corner, and then score another inch on the end. And that's going to give you this box shaped base. And then this is going to be a pocket, like a little shallow pocket, or I might use it, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, I might use this as a foundation for a pull-out so that we can add more to this folio. But that's the basics. I mean, it's super easy, and let me just do some more engineering. I haven't really, you know, thought this through, just getting started here, but I thought I'd share the process with you. So, step one, done. What I decided to do was go through my scrap bin And I found all these scraps of ivory cardstock to go with this offcut from an earlier project. So over here on this end, where we scored this 1-inch flap, I decided it would be really fun to do a little add-on page here. So this piece is 4 3/4 by 12, and I've scored it at 4 1/2, so that it is now 7 1/2 inches tall. Then I found this other piece, which is, I'm just digging through my scraps. This is 4 3/4. Clearly that's a width I use a lot. And this is just about 7. It's a little over 7. It doesn't really matter. I just scored a 1/2 inch along here. And I'm going to take my score tape. And what I'm thinking is I want to make this like a double, like a little fun little flap feature. So down and up. All will be revealed. Hang with me. I know that was about as clear as mud, but it's early yet. So I'm just going to put some score tape along the back side of that flap. And then there's the tape. Here's the top. And I just want to line this up so that it's flush with the score line. And press it down. So this will flap down, this will flap up. That's kind of fun. And then this whole thing is going to be adhered along this 1-inch flap. So it will do like this, methinks. I'm going to think this through. This is the tricky part. Yeah, that'll work. There's no reason why that wouldn't work. So adhesive along the flap. And line this up so it comes right up to the score line but not over. And keep it flush, top and bottom, if at all possible. And then just burnish that down. So now we have a page that's going to do like this. And yes, this is ugly, but we're going to cover that up so it's not going to show. And then we've still got a really cool little box that we're working with that gives us lots of dimension. So that's the basics of the base. I think that's kind of fun. I like that. All right, now I'm going to add the guts, and I'll come back when I'm ready. All right, so here I'm back with our finished little folio base, and I tried something new, which I've never done before, but I just wrapped it with Authentique Spectrum cardstock. This is the denim blue, and this is the tricycle red. So I just cut it to a hair under 7 1/2 inches and worked section by section. In other words, I put my adhesive down here, and I did use liquid adhesive because I actually think it helps the paper bend better than, say, score tape will. So I just did this little section, then used my bone folder to smooth it down. Then I put adhesive along the spine and the edges of the spine, did that little section, bone foldered it, and so on, all the way through. So it's completely wrapped in this denim blue. And then I repeated the same thing on the inside, all the way to the end with the tricycle red. And this just really makes it sturdy and strong. I like the way this Spectrum cardstock behaved with folding. It folded beautifully. And now we have no ugly cut edges. I really like that. And before I did this, I found this one little itty tiny scrap piece that I'd already put score tape on two ends. I must have used it for something else. So I just scored a flap, adhered that to the base, scored it again at, where's my ruler? See, I'm working, so the desk is a mess. All right, so this piece was 5 3/4. So I just scored a 1/2 inch flap, adhered that to the base panel, then scored another little 2 inch flap here, and this will be a little tag pocket, like a little caddy here. So now I'm ready to, I've got to cover these little flap pieces. I'll add some magnets. I'll come back and show you how to do the magnets, although I've done that, and there's a whole Paper Crafting 101 that shows you, so I won't come back and show you how to do the magnets. You can just watch Paper Crafting 101 adhesives and learn how to do the magnets, just to save time. And then we'll do the fun part, which is decorating it, which is my favorite part. All right, so are you with me so far? I hope so. All right, carry on. All right, welcome back. I've been busy and I've finished this up, and I'll just go over a few little tips and tricks for finishing your album. I kept the front pretty simple, and I know it doesn't look like it, but it really is. This is just a little panel of the plaid adhered over that blue, denim blue. And then I built a shaker box, and the base for the shaker box is this Callista rectangle shadow box frame. And I just die cut this from cream cardstock, and then to make it sturdy, I finished it. I hit it with Versamark and then embossed it with this embossing, bridal embossing tinsel, and this is a Ranger product. And it really strengthens these delicate pieces. This is one of my favorite new things. This is Daris adhesive foam, and it comes in these little 1/4 inch strips. So when you're working on a narrow section like this, this stuff is ideal. And I did a triple layer there. And of course, this is the clear acetate or clear cardstock. I get this from Heartfelt Creations, and then just filled it with this sequin mix. It's one that I put together myself. And super sweet. I love this little girl's face. The other neat tip is for charms. Use a lobster clasp. I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Butterbee Scraps has these in silver, in brass, and in, I think, gold. And I got them all because how easy is this? You just use jump rings to attach your charms, and there's no messy tying knots, etc., etc. So that's easy. I just punched a hole at the top, ran my ribbon through, attached my lobster clasp to the ribbon. Super easy. Over here, I just attached a couple little charms and jingle bells, so that's super simple. And really on the inside, the best tip I have for you is keep these 2 pages very flat and very simple, because otherwise you're going to have a hard time closing your album. Before you add your designer paper, run your ribbon closure if you're going to use one. And I just use 1/2 inch score tape to put that down, and then put my designer paper on top. And you can see it turned out really cute. I really love it. I made a little folio to fit in this box pocket. And I do have tutorials on my YouTube channel for making a box pocket. So a waterfall, here's our little flip page. Magnetic, turned out so cute, so cute. And again, these have to be kept fairly flat because otherwise you'll have a really hard time. And while I was die cutting, I just did 2. Why not? So that's it. This is a really fun project, and the base I think is really versatile. You could use it with any paper, any theme. It's a great size. It's a quick make. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope I've shared some tips and tricks that you can use in your own crafty adventures. If so, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section. Please give this video a like because it helps other people to find it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you along for the journey. I will have a linked supply list on my blog, and I'll put that link in the description box below so you can find all the products that I use to make this sweet folio. All right, guys, I'm going to go get my craft on. Bye.